I really want your attention today because if you are a parent, you absolutely cannot afford to miss today's show. Call your friends, hit your TiVo, pay attention to what we're talking about today. Also, let me tell you, this is not a show you want to watch with your children. You want them out of the room, send them to play a game, do something. We're talking today about child predators, and you probably think of predators as these perverts that lurk in the bushes, or in this day and time, they're on the internet. They hang out in schoolyards, but you couldn't be more wrong because that's not inclusive enough. What if I told you that oftentimes these predators are members of your own family? What's worse, what if you as a parent found out that your own child was molesting other children? Sherry Lynn and her husband Todd say their 12-year-old son Parker is a boy in big trouble. He has been sexually assaulting other children on the playground, and they don't know what to do about it. Take a look.
I've been married to Todd for 1 year. I have one son, Parker, from a previous relationship. He is 12 years old. I love my son with all my heart. However, when I look at my son, Parker, all I see is pain. Parker was expelled from school for holding a knife up in class, threatening his principal with a fork, as well as inappropriate sexual behaviors, touching a younger child sexually and performing with another boy.
He sexually molested a 6-year-old girl. And Parker had consensual sex with a 12-year-old boy. And he was very angry at the little girl. He felt betrayed that the girl was going to tell. She wasn't supposed to tell. He was angry, and you could see the anger in him. The only mistake I think that Parker made, and he went outside the family. That was his really mistake, but maybe blessing in disguise.
Parker has been acting out sexually since about age 4 years old. When Parker was 4, he was at a daycare. Him and another girl pulled down their pants and kissed each other in the playhouse in the middle of the daycare. And when I found this out, I knew deep, deep inside me that he had been molested. I don't know for sure, but the closest person to him is an admitted child molester who at this point in time is living free from any consequences. I suspect my father, my biggest nightmare would be if my dad had done to my son what he has done to me. My father molested me as a child, and there is a high probability that he did molest Parker.
This is very difficult to talk about, obviously. What have your conversations with Parker been about his behavior?
He doesn't fully admit things to me. He tries to hide a little bit from me. It's really hard to talk to him about it. I don't think he wants to disappoint me.
Right.
But I have talked to him, like explain crossing the line and what is appropriate and what isn't appropriate.
And what does he say about that?
He knows that what he's doing is inappropriate. I started having dreams about my father doing sexual things to me, and I thought that it was completely disgusting. And I thought it was my fault. I thought I was a twisted, sick individual. I started working with a woman who had helped other women from different forms of abuse. About 5 or 6 years ago, my dad told me that when I was 2 weeks old, in the bathtub with him, he took me and put me up and down on his. There was a witness to the bathtub incident, and that witness was my mom.
I felt disbelief and denial.
My dad has admitted to molesting me only one time, and it happened more than one time. I can't. I lived in constant fear that he was going to kill me. I remember playing on the bathroom floor, and he was in the shower. I remember darkness. I remember thinking he was the devil.
When Sherry Lynn was little, I remember holding her hand. She says, "Oh, Dad, I'll always love you." 15 years later, Sherry Lynn said that I had molested her, got her pregnant, taken her to see a witch doctor, had an abortion, and nobody knew a thing about it. That's a total lie. Sherry Lynn didn't make up these lies on her own. I believe that she was hypnotized. She went to the guy that casts out demons. This horror story came up, and she believed it. I never touched her at all. When she was a baby, I did touch it just for a second, and I thought, oh boy. And my wife was there, and it was so innocent. It wasn't that I was worked up or anything for her, and that's the only time.
It was before he put her down that I saw he had a...
I said to a friend one time, one thing I'll never give Sherry, I'll never give her the opportunity to say that I molested her.
Let me just ask you straight out.
Yes.
Are you a child molester?
No, I am not.
You have not done the things that you are accused of doing here.
No.
Did you inappropriately touch your daughter in the bathtub when she was 2 weeks old?
Yes, I did.
Okay, how is that not molesting?
Okay, that is, but never, never, ever again, okay? And I don't look at myself as a child molester because I know I'm not.
Okay, well...
It was something stupid that I did. It was something so stupid, it wasn't even thinking of that. Elaine was there on the side of the bathtub. She never even said anything. It was so quick, and that's what it was.
I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
Did he molest you? Did he molest you when you were 3 and again when you were 7? I mean, what do you remember about this?
Can I go hold her?
I don't want to be touched. Nobody touched me.
She needs to have help, and my grandson needs help. He needs help. So do you, Todd. We all need help. We're desperate. We're just desperate to know what to do.
What did you do when you saw this happening in the bathtub?
I didn't do anything. And I've regretted it because the way I was brought up, we were not allowed to speak of our feelings or see how we felt. We were to be seen and not heard. We were never allowed to. And I was shocked, and yet I just froze. I was frozen. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go to get help for my daughter.
At 14, did you beat her severely?
I did. Yes, I did.
You beat her severely?
Yes.
You beat her with extension cords?
Yeah, with one extension cord.
Did you
yeah.
push her down 2 flights of stairs?
No, I didn't.
Did you beat her across a period of weeks?
No, I didn't.
But you beat her. But you admit that you beat her with heavy orange extension cords. Did you witness that?
Yes, I did. I was there and I was cringing. I was just petrified. I'm so
Did you do
sorry.
anything to stand up for or protect your daughter at that point?
I didn't. I was petrified. I'm sorry. I know. It was terrible. When I look back, I don't know why I didn't, but I was... I don't know.
She wore sweatpants for 2 weeks to hide the welts, to hide the wounds.
I know, and I own that, and I've told her I'm so sorry. I have told her, Cher, that I wasn't there for you. I know there's no explanation other than I was scared of him too, and that's not right. I should have been there to protect my daughter.
I told you that I did not molest Parker, ever. Okay? And I never...
What did Parker tell you about him touching, quote, his bum and chest?
Parker is, he's confused, and as a male role model, he just asked me basic questions. Did your father, did your grandfather ever caress your chest, or caress your buttocks. And no, I have to be honest, and through my upbringing, no, I was loved by my father and my grandfather with hugs, but no, not touched like that.
We have a report that the young man says that you rubbed his chest and his bum.
Oh, probably, but not in a sexual way. I always hugged him like this. I held him, I hugged him. Yeah, a lot. I slept with him. Would you believe that? I slept with her when she was 12, but I sure made sure I never touched her.
You are very clear in your mind and heart that, and the things that jump out to you are that he molested you at age 3 and age 7. Those are two specific time frames you've identified. Why would she say that?
I do not know.
Are you clear on those? I mean, do you believe those recollections? Because you also had a recollection that he got you pregnant and took you somewhere and had an abortion, and none of that was true. You reported that, and not one whit, not one shred of that was true. Correct?
That's correct, yeah.
How is this different?
I just know it in my heart. I know. It is different because I know, like, when that other stuff came up, I was just coming to grips. It was the first time I was realizing everything, and I was confused, and things were coming up, and I didn't know how to sort through it. I had never faced anything before. I know that he did it. I know that he did it.
How do you know? Just tell me, tell me in whatever words, whatever images, whatever thoughts and feelings that you have, how do you know that?
In my heart, I know that he touched me. I know that he touched me. If I have to go, I don't know, like deep in here, I know that it has affected the way I view things in life, my relationships, my trust, the way that I view men, the way that I know that he did it. I know he did. I know he did. I know he did. I know.
What do you know? You said you weren't there for her before.
I know, and I wasn't.
This is a different day and it's a different time. What do you know?
I believe my daughter, although I didn't witness anything. I believe my daughter because I've seen her pain. I've seen her life. I've seen the devastation, and I believe her.
Do you believe that what she's saying is true? She says that she was molested by her father, your husband, during her childhood, and you say you believe her.
I believe her, although I wasn't there to witness anything other than the bathtub.
Do you believe that he has molested your grandson?
To be honest, I don't know.
Now, Parker told you that he had been threatened by his grandfather if he told, correct?
Yep.
What did he tell you?
Basically, in a roundabout way, he said, Grandpa's the strongest of the family, and he can beat everybody up, so beware. So I think that was his way of trying to speak out.
You think he should be in jail?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think he should be in jail?
I think it's up to a judge. I'm hurt. I'm just hurting. This whole thing hurts me.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.